Okay, hello. My name is Oskar. I am a year 11 student in Tallinn's 21st school, and I want to thank you for inviting me to be here to talk to you a little bit about my experiences in school events and student organizations, and to learn a little bit about how student leadership can be very valuable for young people. But before we get into it, I want to talk a little bit about the school I come from and the school I studied in. So 21st School is a public institution in the capital of Estonia, which is Tallinn. We have close to 1,400 students, nearly 100 members of faculty, and a 120-year-old history. So the school was founded in the year 1903, and for about 100 years, the school has had an elementary level, a primary school level, and a high school level as well. And in the high school level, there are three classes with specific distinctions. So one is humanities and social sciences, the other is sciences and IT, and the third is international relations. But what really sets 21st School apart from other schools in Estonia and perhaps even in the world is its focus on student-led initiatives, events, and projects. Now, there are so many different opportunities for active students in our school. I unfortunately don't have time to talk about all of them, but there are quite a few. But I would like to take this moment to kind of make a case study of one event which I had the honor of being a part of, which was Tallinn 21st School's Week of Arts and Culture. Now, this is an annual event that was held for the first time in the year 87, so nearly 40 years now. And the event's main focus is to introduce one nation's culture to the entire school family. So this year we had Spain, and as a part of the week, this included theater shows. You know, we flew to Spain to film a TV show. We had a cafe that offered local Spanish food, and so on and so on. Basically, a whole school week that is for all of the students, nearly 1,400 students, completely organized around this one country. Basically, completely cancelled classes for the entire week and just filled with cultural events that were organized by the year 11 students from our humanities and social studies class. And every year, of course, this is done in collaboration with the local embassy of that country, the Estonian Artists Union, and many other supporters and sponsors as well. This is just a picture from our end of the week finale event. And really why it's called the Week of Art and Culture is because the entire school building for this 1 week gets completely redesigned. So from the first floor to the fourth, every hallway, every wall, every space that is possible to fill is filled with art from Spanish famous painters and sculpture artists and so on. But why I want to talk about the Week of Arts and Culture is because it's a really great example of student organization. So in our preparations, which take about 6 months in total, it began with an educational course. So different teachers gave us lectures on event planning and organizing that were specific to organizing school events. Then once that was over, we were on our own. So students selected a head organizer, team leaders. These team leaders in turn formed specific teams. So this could be, a finance team, a marketing team, social media team, a theater group, a decorations group, so on and so on. Because this process of preparation takes about half a year, during this time we need to be able to reflect ourselves as well, right? So when you set objectives in the beginning of this process, obviously we as students recognize that we need to constantly check in with ourselves. I needed to make sure that the different teams were reaching their objectives on time, meeting their deadlines. And if not, we needed to come together to figure out how to put ourselves back on the right track. And this is really important about the kind of atmosphere that we have in our school, which is that when somebody goes completely off the way at some point, or screws up, or something goes wrong, then that failure is not as much treated as a bad thing, but really treated as something from which you can learn, right? So when you have great successes, obviously it's important to highlight them and celebrate them, but we need to recognize that we are in a school. This is a safe environment. And when something goes wrong, we can say, hey, I learned from this mistake, this kind of experience, and I know what to do differently in the future. But then we need to pick ourselves up and move forward as a stronger group, really. And that was the mentality that we had, and I think it's vital to any student-led or any just school event. When we're talking about what the value of school events is, then I think it's the most important thing is responsibility, right? That students set their own goals, they set their own kind of objectives, they organize themselves, and the teachers, of course, they assist and they help, but the students themselves are responsible for putting on this event or organizing this project, and they know that they can hold no one else accountable but themselves. And this is really valuable experience in our school for a lot of the teachers, at least, is that they assist us. They maybe even, in kind of classical classes, they give us tasks to complete, but there are not always blueprints for how to get from A to B, right? You get an objective, but the students themselves need to figure out how to achieve this goal, how to get from point A to B, how to solve tasks. The teachers don't give this kind of manual in front of the students, but rather let them think by themselves. And I think that's a very valuable thing that school events also offer, because student-led means that the students themselves are making decisions and making these kind of judgments, not teachers. And that's important in my opinion. Also, I already talked about responsibility and accountability. How students need to be, how students need to feel that they are accountable for themselves, especially when they take risks, right? Or if something goes wrong, And yeah, I think when students are given responsibility, they are given the space and the freedom to act, to organize an event, for example, or to start a student organization, then it's important that students are seen as colleagues by teachers, not as so much as subordinates. Because in my opinion, the best teachers, at least for a kind of independent student, is a mentor, not someone who is, strict and constantly telling you. Now, I've also been asked to talk about how digitalization helps with this. I'll really quickly go over that as well. And obviously, online communication, it helps a lot, because you don't have to be present in the classroom always, but you can join in through a video conference, for example. And also, 100% of our homework is submitted online as well. So you don't need to bring any papers to a teacher, but rather just send them over a digital platform. And obviously as well, when students are proficient in digital skills, then the range of possibilities that they have to, I don't know, put together a budget in Excel or do some other task that involves intimate knowledge of computer programs, like, for example, editing a TV show, which is a practical need that we had, then when you have been taught to use computers since the age of 7, that's quite beneficial, right? And it also serves as a great motivator for students because, a young person who sees that they have a bunch of skills in the IT world has so many more opportunities open to them, and they can explore so many different things like programming, production. We have a range of multimedia programs in the school as well that open up to you when you have those skills. And obviously, it can do menial tasks for you. IT skills also translate into the job market. And for all of these reasons, our school offers a wide range of opportunities to enhance digital learning and to try it out. We have a robotics lab that we're really proud of. We offer media production training and so on and so on. Let's talk a little bit about what I learned from heading a student event and a school event is decentralized command. This proved really, really effective for us. That it was not one person calling all of the shots from above, but rather that responsibility was spread to many students. And I talked about these team leaders, right? Each and every one of them had the ability to make decisions within the organizing team. And there was not a whole lot of bureaucracy, meaning that everything had to go through the head organizer. And also, by giving responsibility and giving the kind of ability to make decisions to as many students as possible, it gives as many students as possible the opportunity to lead, right? And this is why it's important that there is not one kind of head leader, but rather that everybody has the choice, has the opportunity to pitch in, to talk about their ideas, and be responsible for even a small area of the overall project. And again, accountability. If something goes well, that's good. If something goes wrong, you take the lesson, and you recognize your mistakes. You recognize that even though it's a school that you need to strive for excellence, you need to strive to be the best, and make sure that you don't make the same mistakes again. That's important to stress to your students, right? That this is not a sandbox. This is a professional place. Now, as for how these experiences translate into the kind of job market, there are obviously a lot of really valuable experiences. Public speaking, entertainment, we have a lot of theater and singing and so on that goes into it, that is kind of connected to this ability to talk or perform in front of a large audience, right? Also, IT, production skills, finance skills, and how to put together a budget that is from, could be from 5 to 10,000 euros at times, leadership skills, and so on and so on. Also, invaluable event planning experience, that goes without saying. When you are preparing an event for 6 months, that is going to be incredible experience in any way. But also developing a work ethic. Because, an event of this scale takes hundreds of hours from the group. Hundreds and hundreds of hours. In fact, we didn't have a winter holiday this year. We spent our entire winter holiday in school preparing. And that it was like that for 6 months, alongside our academic responsibilities, which was, going to class, doing our homework, doing our exams, and getting good grades. That requires an incredible work ethic and and incredible time management skills, because you need to balance your school life with your projects, right? But at the end of the day, it's not very difficult when you have talented, intelligent, hardworking people alongside you, and you have your friends alongside you, and you are having the time of your life organizing a wonderful event or running a student organization or student company or whatever this may be. Because student leadership skills are only a blueprint, but actually the range of opportunities in different schools, in different countries, with different types of students, it's endless. But with that, I would like to thank you. If you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to email me. And now also the mandatory plug, right? If you are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and you want to see what the Art Week looked like, what we did in January, then go and follow @Kunstinadal. I hope to see many of you on our social media pages. And again, if you want to get in touch, shoot me an email. I'd be happy to respond. But with that, I leave you now, and thanks for inviting me. Hopefully see you soon in the future. Bye-bye.